There is a moment late at night when you catch yourself scrolling through old messages. Not the bad ones, the ones where he made you laugh, the ones where he sounded soft, the ones where, for a second, you thought, maybe he really does care about me. And suddenly your brain starts whispering, maybe it wasn't that bad. Maybe I overreacted. Maybe I should have tried harder. Maybe he was just hurt too. But your body remembers something different. Your body remembers the anxiety, the waiting, the walking on eggshells, the way your stomach dropped when his name showed up on your phone, the way you cried in the bathroom and then acted normal 5 minutes later. So why does your mind protect his memory, but not your peace? Why do you miss someone who also hurt you? And more importantly, why does it feel so hard to let go, even when a part of you knows you should? You are not crazy, and the part of you that still misses him is not weak. It is not proof that he was the love of your life. It is not proof that you should go back. It is proof that your brain is trying to make sense of something that was emotionally confusing. Because when someone gives you love and pain in the same relationship, your nervous system does not always know how to separate the two. Sometimes it starts believing that the pain is part of the love. And that is where the bond becomes dangerous. Because you are not only missing the person, you are missing the relief they gave you after they were the reason you needed relief in the first place. And here is the part that changes everything. When love is unpredictable, it can become more addictive than love that is stable. Because your brain starts chasing the good moments. Not because they were enough, but because they were rare. If someone is kind to you every day, your body feels safe. But if someone hurts you, disappears, goes cold, criticizes you, makes you anxious, and then suddenly becomes warm again, that warmth hits differently. It feels like air after drowning. And your brain remembers that. So now you are not just attached to him. You are attached to the hope that the soft version will come back. The version who apologized. The version who looked at you like you mattered. The version who made you feel chosen for just long enough to make the pain feel survivable. And this is why you can know someone was bad for you and still miss them. Because your attachment is not only built on love, sometimes it is built on interruption. They pull away, you panic. They come back, you feel relief. They hurt you, you question yourself. They comfort you, you feel close again. And over time, your body starts confusing peace with distance and anxiety with connection. So when they are gone, it does not always feel like freedom at first. Sometimes it feels like withdrawal. And that is why people often go back. Not because they are stupid, not because they have no self-respect, but because their nervous system is looking for the person who used to end the pain, even if that person was also the one who caused it. Now listen carefully, because this next part is probably the real reason you cannot let go. You do not actually miss all of him. You miss the version of him you thought he would become. You miss the potential, the future you built in your head, the apology that never fully came, the change you kept waiting for, the relationship you believed was hiding underneath the chaos. And grieving that version is sometimes harder than grieving the actual person, because the actual person gave you inconsistency, but the imagined version gave you hope. The imagined version made it make sense. You told yourself, he is just scared. He has been through a lot. He does not know how to love properly. He will realize what he had. He will change when he sees how much I care. And maybe some of those things were partly true, but someone can have reasons for hurting you, and it still does not make them safe for you. Someone can have trauma and still be responsible for how they treat you. Someone can love you in their own limited way and still not be capable of giving you the kind of love your nervous system can rest in. That is the part we do not want to admit. Because admitting it means you have to stop waiting for the version of them you were trying to love into existence. And that hurts. It hurts because it means you were not only losing him, you were losing the story. You were losing the ending you kept rewriting in your head. And your brain does this very clever thing when the truth feels too painful. It edits. It takes the highlight reel and plays it on repeat. The first date, the late night talks, the way he held you that one time, the message that made your heart race, the moment you thought, this is it. But it cuts out the other scenes, the silence, the blame, the confusion, the begging for basic reassurance, the version of yourself you became while trying to keep him close. Your brain becomes the editor, not the camera. And if you only replay the beautiful moments, of course you will miss him. Anyone would. But healing begins when you stop watching the trailer and start remembering the whole film. So instead of asking, why do I still miss him? Ask yourself, what exactly do I miss? Do I miss him? Or do I miss feeling wanted after feeling rejected? Do I miss the relationship? Or do I miss the fantasy of what it could have become? Do I miss his presence? Or do I miss the person I was trying so hard to prove I could be? Because sometimes when you say, I miss him, what you really mean is, I miss the version of myself who still believed this could turn into something beautiful. And that version of you deserves compassion, not shame. She was trying to survive something confusing. She was trying to make love out of mixed signals. She was trying to find safety in someone who only gave it in pieces. But now you get to do something different. Every time your brain gives you a soft memory of him, do not stop there. Finish the scene. If you remember the laugh, also remember the silence after. If you remember the apology, also remember what happened 3 days later. If you remember the chemistry, also remember the anxiety. If you remember how much you loved him, also remember how little peace you had. Watch the whole film, not just the trailer. Because your healing does not come from hating him. It comes from seeing clearly. And clarity sounds like this. Yes, there were good moments. Yes, I loved him. Yes, part of me misses him. And no, that does not mean he was good for me. Those truths can exist together. You do not have to erase the love to validate the pain. You do not have to pretend it meant nothing. You do not have to hate him to choose yourself. But you do have to stop using the good moments as evidence that the bad ones did not matter. Because they did matter. The way you felt mattered. The anxiety mattered. The confusion mattered. The parts of you that disappeared in that relationship mattered. And missing someone who hurt you is not weakness. It is evidence that you loved genuinely. But going back to someone just because you miss them is not love. Sometimes it is your nervous system trying to return to a familiar wound. So the next time your mind tells you, maybe it wasn't that bad, ask your body, did I feel safe? Did I feel calm? Did I feel like myself? Did I feel loved consistently? Or only occasionally? Because love should not feel like waiting for someone to become kind again. Love should not feel like earning basic respect. Love should not feel like your peace depends on someone else's mood. And if this video made you feel seen, I want you to remember this. You are not behind because you are still healing. You are not weak because you still miss him. You are not foolish because a part of you still remembers the good. But you are allowed to choose the truth over the fantasy. You are allowed to miss someone and still never go back. You are allowed to grieve the future you imagined while protecting the future you still deserve. And maybe that is the real closure. Not him explaining everything, not him finally understanding, not him becoming the person you needed him to be. Maybe closure is the moment you stop asking why he could not love you properly, and start asking why you ever believed you had to survive love in order to earn it. If this resonated with you, leave a broken heart in the comments. Not because you are broken, but because you are finally telling the truth. And if you want more videos like this video, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you do not miss the next one. And if you have not watched my last video yet, watch that one next. Because on this channel, we do not just talk about what hurts. We talk about what it means, what it reveals, and how you rebuild yourself stronger than before. Thank you for watching, my lovies, and I'll see you in the next video.